Hi guys, welcome back, my favorite 6th graders. There's only like 5 of you or 4 of you, so I hope you're enjoying these videos. Today we're going to be talking about lesson 16. We are talking about rounding whole numbers and estimating, okay? Rounding whole numbers and estimating. Guys, I will forget to do this. So if I do forget to do this, when you come to class, remind me to give you this chart. It's a place value chart, and I find it to be helpful when we're rounding. And so I'll reference it today and you'll see it. But if I forget to give it out to you, please remind me. Okay, so for example number 1, and if you're following along, I'm on page 72. And for those of you, I'm on the 3rd edition of Saxon 76. Yours probably doesn't say the teacher edition though, just FYI. All right, example number 1 says round 6,789 to the nearest thousandths. This is where that place value chart is helpful. Our thousandths is going to be, and I'm going to take that number and put it in here. 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm clever. 6, 7, 8, 9. Huh. Okay, to the nearest thousandths. Guys, if they want us to round it to this column here, you look to the column to the right, this guy here. If it is 5 or greater, you need to boost this one up, okay? Another way of looking at that is this closer to 6,000 or to 7,000? Is 6,789 closer to 6,000 or 7,000? It's going to be 7,000, okay? Because 7 is greater than 5, which means we need to boost this up to 7, okay? Number 2, 550 to the nearest hundredth. 550 to the nearest hundredth. Okay, again, we're doing this column right here, hundredths, so we're going to do 500 or 600. Which is closer? Is it closer to 500 or 600? This guy is 5 or greater, means you need to go up. So it's going to be 600. Estimate the sum of 467 and 312. So we're going to be estimating 467. Let's talk about these numbers first. 467. The best way to estimate, and it says 467 and 312, is let's round to the nearest hundredth to get a close answer, okay? 467, we're gonna round to the nearest hundred, we get either 400 or 500. Looking at this, 6 is greater than 5, so we're gonna do 500. So this is gonna estimate to 500. Now let's look at 312. One round that to the nearest hundredth. 312, it's either gonna be 300 or 400. That's a 0 over there. There we go. Looking at that, this is less than 5, so it's gonna stay the same, right? So we're gonna go down to 300 here. So 500 plus 300, if we add those two together, we get 800. So estimating, we can get that. Now let's just see how close our estimate was, right? We've got 467 plus 312, 7, 8, 9, 6 is 7. So 779 is pretty close to 800, so we did a good job of estimating. This is important, especially when you start to use calculators, because garbage in, garbage out. You put garbage into your calculator, you're gonna get garbage out. All right, so number 4, according to this graph about how many people lived in Ashton in 1990, how many more people lived in Ashton 1990 than 1997? Guys, how many more? How many more then? That's gonna be a subtraction problem. And so for the purpose of this, I will put this guy down here. So taking a look. All right. So how many, I'm going to see if it'll focus. Come on, focus. I have no idea. There we go. Bam. So how many more in 1990 than in 1970? In 1990, it was roughly between 6 and 8, and between 6 and 8, 7. Here, between 2 and 4 is 3. So we're going to take 7, we're going to subtract 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. So, and we're talking thousands. So it's going to be about 4,000, okay, is the difference. All right, so let's talk about some of these other ones. Can you see? Testing. All right, I just turned off my autofocus. That's why I wanted to fix that. Okay, so all right, looking at these guys, we've got, oh, got my little cable in the way there. All right, so, I don't know what's going on here with that shadow. It's awful. All right, so let's look at Oh, practice problems are on page 74. Go ahead and pause the video now. Do those practice problems on page 74, A through O, and then come on back and let's see if we can do those together. All right. So now that you're back, and I'm gonna use that time to kind of clean things up here. All right, so now that you're back, we're gonna do A. Round each of these numbers to the nearest 10. Round each of these numbers to the nearest 10. You should get, so A should be 60. Oh, here, I'll list them all out. I was trying to be lazy. Can't do that. All right, round each of those to the nearest 10. 57 goes up to 60. 63 goes down to 60. 45 goes up to 50. All right, round each of these to the nearest 100. Okay, I'll try pausing in between so you don't have to watch me write. Round each of these to the nearest 100. Our 100 is in this column, right? So 282, is it going to be 200 or 300? 8 is greater than 5, so it's going to go up to 300. 350, is it going to be 300 or 400? 5 is greater than 5, so it's 5 or greater. So we're going to boost up, so this is going to be 400. 426 is 400 or 500. 2 is less than 5, so this is going to go down to 400. Those should be your answers. Good. All right. All right, you guys, for G through H, we need to round to the nearest thousandth. That's this guy right here. So it's either going to stay at 4,000 or go up to 5,000. This one's going to stay either at 7,000 or go up to 8,000. This is going to stay either at 6,000. Oh, that's 600. 6,000 or go up to 7,000. So we take a look at the one that's next to it. This guy right here. 3 is less than 5. So this is going to stay at 4,000. 4,000. Rounding this one, we take a look at this guy. That's 5. That's greater than. So we're going to go up. This is going to be 8,000. Take a look here. This is greater than 5. So we're going to go up. We're going to go up to 7,000. Awesome. Use rounded numbers to estimate each of these. So for J, we have 397 plus 206. Let's round 300 up to 400 plus 206. We can probably round that down to 200. 400 plus 200 gives us 600. Okay, 703 minus 598. 703, we can go ahead and round that down to 700. 598, let's round that up to 600. 700 minus 600 gives us 100. All right, L is 39. So L is 29 times 31. I would round this up and this down. So it would be 30 times 30. 3 times 3 is 9 with 1, 2 zeros. M, we have 29 divided by 591. I would change this to be, let's round this guy to 30, and let's round this garbage up to 600, right? Makes it a lot easier. 30 times 20 will give us 600. 600. Okay, so if you have any questions on those, let me know. Go back and for N and O, you need to use the graph that is on the previous page. So about how many fewer people lived in Ashton in 1980 than in 1990. Well, again, in 1980 here, it's between 4 and 6, which is 5, and 1990 is 7. So how many lived between 1980 and 1990? About 2,000 people, okay? About 2,000. The graph for O, the graph shows an upward trend in the population of Ashton. Based on the trend, what would be a reasonable projection for the population of Ashton in 2000? Okay, so let's take a look back here. Now, just in case you missed that last one, it asked us the difference between 1980 and 1990. I'm gonna autofocus this again. Okay, so it asked us the difference between those two. Again, 1990 is 7. 1980 was 5. 7 minus 5 is 2, but we're talking in thousands, so it's 2,000. This other one is, hey, it's an upward trend, right? We keep going up. So what's it going to be when we hit about 2,000? And see how we're going by 10, 60, 70, 80, 90. This is going to be 2,000 right here. I'm writing this book, but it's the teacher's edition. Don't write in yours, please. I own them all, and they were very expensive. So it looks like every time we're going up about, I don't know, 3 maybe. So we can go over, and then let's say about like right here maybe. So 10,000, I would say like right here, like 9,000 would probably be a good estimate, right? So anywhere right in there, just ballpark. If you said 2,000, you're way wrong. So don't say that. All right, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, fantastic working with you, and I will see you in class or see you in the next lesson.